Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today I'm coloring a page from Pretty Rebels, and look at her. I cannot wait to get started. I am using alcohol markers and colored pencils. If you are using alcohol markers in any coloring book, I highly recommend using either a barrier sheet, such as a piece of cardstock, or my preference is to actually use a page protector. It does keep your ink wet for longer, allowing you to blend a little better, and also it's reusable. Now that the ink has dried, I have chosen a colored pencil that is just slightly darker than the alcohol marker that we laid down first. And I'm going over the shaded areas just to give it a little bit more dimension. Now I'm going in with a white colored pencil and almost doing the opposite. I'm adding the light to the lighter areas and the dark to the darker areas. So really I'm just enhancing what's already there. This is a technique that I use throughout my pages. I shade with a darker color on the darker shadowed areas and highlight on the lighter areas. Also feel free to go in and add a little more where you want there to be some deeper shadows or extra highlights. Now that we've got all of the colored pencil down, we're going to take a blending tool. Today I'm using a round cotton makeup pad with nothing on it, and I'm just gently going to rub it over top of all of the colored pencil that's been put down. This will smooth out any lines and give it a really nice soft finished look. And now we repeat for the face. I'm actually going to give her a little extra shading just under the lips, under the hair, and along the sides of her face, especially up around her temple and eye area. Now going in with my highlighter, which I'm using the white colored pencil, I'm adding a little extra pressure to really make that white stand out in areas that I want her face to really shine in the light. Don't forget to blend with your blending tool. You can also save this step for the very end, but I like to see the progress as I'm going. So I take a little time and I blend everything to make sure it's exactly how I want it to look. If you've watched any of my videos previously, you know that I love coloring eyes. I like taking the colored pencil after I've added that alcohol marker in and really add in a nice dark complementary line around the outside of the iris. And then I go in with a lighter color just to give it a nice highlight. Now you can switch it up and add in any different color combinations that you want. But look how nice it looks when you add in that colored pencil. Here's a fun tip for everyone. I like to add a tiny bit of pink in the corners of each of her eyeballs and gently blend it with a Q-tip. Here I'm going over the pupil with a black colored pencil just to darken that pupil up to make it look nice and crisp. Can't have eyes without the highlights. I'm using a gel pen here to gently add in just some small tiny highlights. And for the lips, I am using a colored pencil. Want to create just a tiny bit of shine. For her makeup, we chose metallic gold for the eyeshadow and a nice smoky purple for her eyeliner. For finer areas, I do like using a Q-tip to blend in that pencil. It just gives you a little bit more precision. The suggestion in the chat was that we color her hair white, so we decided to use a really light gray color, and you will see where I start to explain where the highlights would be going. So if you look at the hair here, the area that is white is where the highlights are going to be. So I'm going from one end to the other with my gray and leaving that center area white. I'm not adding any marker to that area. And as always, I'm going over the alcohol marker now with a silver light gray colored pencil. And then I'll be going in with a little bit of white just to give it a little bit more of a light feel, almost like some small highlights. I used a gel pen to give her some extra highlights and gently smooth them out or smudge them out with the cotton pad. Now going back in with some alcohol marker, we're working on her shirt. I really wanted this to still look like it was vinyl or shiny leather, but in this really fun turquoise color. I'm using 3 different colors of colored pencil here. I'm using a mint green and a kind of a turquoise blue, as well as a white colored pencil. This really gives the illusion that this shirt is shiny and reflecting the light. Now we're working on her jewelry. I'm just using the fine tip of the Ohuhu alcohol marker. We decided on all black to give it that retro, gothy feel. For the background, I used a chalk pastel that is rubbed into a cotton ball. And I'm using two different colors here. And what the pastels do actually is just make it super fun and easy to add in a really nice background. We wanted this to kind of look like glamour shots. Here I'm using a little bit of black chalk pastel on a cotton ball, just to give that background a little bit of a dirty, grungy look. We decided to name her Rain, and she is perfect. Here I'm going back over the eyelashes and eyeliner and just making them a little bit more dramatic. And she is completed. I'm so happy with this page. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for joining me.